morning. I'm Christina Bear.
And I'm Cara DeFalco. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, the popular stage show Stomp is coming to NJPAC November 2nd and 3rd. Here to talk about this unique theatrical performance is dancer and musician Carrie Lamb. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, my son is 9 years old, and I was trying to explain to him what Stomp is. So if you were to talk to him, how would you tell him what this show is about and why is it so unique?
Stomp is this crazy, energetic, insane exploration of music. We take everyday objects like brooms and matchboxes and Zippo lighters, and we try to make music that really can connect with the audience who've never seen or never even touched an instrument. We try to spark that heartbeat in them to like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. I see what they're making for us right here live on stage.
That's amazing. It's so much fun to watch because, like you said, you take everyday objects, like the broom. I just remember the brooms that you guys use in the show.
I feel like I remember like the metal trash
and the
lids.
trash cans, and it's like you look at the objects after you see this show in such a different way after.
Right, that's the magic of the show. You leave the show and you start to hear rhythms in everything. You're on the train and you hear the go-goom, 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 and it starts to show all over again for you.
It's so cool.
It's so true, too. So how did you become involved in the show?
Well, I was blessed to be able to see it in New York City. I was 8 years old, and my mom got us tickets. I didn't know anything about it. And I sit in the audience, and I'm blown away. I always remember the number with sinks and the number with the trash cans at the end, and that really stuck with me. So I finished school. I went to school for performing arts, and the last day, I took that train all the way to the city, and I made sure that I auditioned that day. And here we are, 6 years later.
Were you one of those kids in class that would just constantly like tap on things and like just because I feel like there are kids out there that this is like my son, for example, like he's constantly moving, constantly tapping on things, constantly making rhythms, and he's only 9, and we've never explored that. So were you like that as a kid as well?
Oh, for sure. I was the kid with the pencil and tapping his foot and making too much music in the back of the class. But I think we're all like that. I think we all in our idle moments do a quick tap, do a quick beat in our head, that song that can't get out, and we want to express it. I think that's why the show works for everybody in any age.
Yeah, I try not to yell at him because I realize like maybe there's something here.
There's something,
maybe there's like a talent here that we haven't discovered. But there's so much physicality to this, and there's also musically challenging aspects to the show. How do you prepare for something like this?
Well, I was a dancer when I came into the show, and stomping is different than dancing. I was a great mover, but to turn on your ears and to play with 7 other people on stage was a challenge. It took a lot of teamwork, a lot of rehearsal, and just falling in love with music all over again and really finding a groove as opposed to just my song. No, this is something we're making together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And even Christina had mentioned the physicality of it. I mean, we were watching some of the video with the guys with the, a whole trash can strapped to each foot. I mean, there's, it's physically demanding on top of it.
Well, let me stretch just to hear you say that. Let me warm up now. No, it definitely requires a little bit of heart, which is really what the audience come to see, right? They go in that front row. They want to see the sweat and the joy and the effort, and we try to give it every single time.
Absolutely. And Stomp has been around for many years. Obviously, Christina and I saw it when we were younger. In this iteration, how did this come to be? Because now you guys are going to be traveling around the country, right?
This version of the show, it definitely has some new props that I think no one has seen before. We have an amazing book called Suitcases that, everyone has a travel suitcase. So we end up exploring sounds with that, and just really trying to expand the idea of everyday objects, because that changes over time. This show's been here for over 30 years. So how else can we show things that kids understand and adults understand that we all can enjoy?
And you're hitting up NJPAC these next couple of days. What are you hoping audiences take away from the performance, other than looking at objects, everyday objects, in a different light? But what do you hope they take from it?
I really hope that they see the different characters on stage. Well, of course, we're musicians and we love to play music, but we're still nuanced underneath that, and we try our very best to kind of express that, because there's someone in the audience who connects with just me or just my friend Jasmine. They'll have that one-to-one connection, and that's a life-changing experience when they can see themselves on stage. So I hope we bring that personal inspiration to everyone who comes to see the show.
And it's a lot of fun. It's just so much fun.
It's just a lot of fun. Absolutely. Where can we get information and tickets for the show at NJPAC?
Oh, right on their website at the Performing Arts Center, there's a deal going on that brings groups and families. Come on down. We want a full house so we can really turn it up.
Yes. Carrie Lamb, thank you so much for your time and for chatting with us this morning. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you, guys.
Yay. Have a great weekend. Good show. Break a leg. Oh my goodness.
It's just iconic.
It's a really, it's a
iconic.
really great show. And it is, like they said, it's, there's not, if you have younger ones, I feel like, in musical might be difficult for them to follow, but this is truly the music and the beat.
Absolutely.
It's not that there's a story they have to follow, and it's like visually appealing.
But don't you remember, like, as a kid, you walked into that, stage area in the performance, and you're like, whoa, it was unlike anything you've seen before.
Yes, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So even if you're a kid who has percussion interests or not, it's just like, it's mind-blowing to
really
think about these things in a different light. So
absolutely.
It's really cool.
Absolutely.
Speaking of entertainment, Netflix has cleared another hurdle in purchasing Fort Monmouth and Eatontown and turning it into a world-class production studio. Their plan to redevelop the 300-acre property now heads to a 45-day public comment period. If the studio gets built, which it most likely will, it would effectively be the Hollywood of the East Coast right here in New Jersey, bringing an estimated 1,500 jobs to the state. Can you imagine how this is going to change the area? I drove past the area as it currently sits right now, and it looks like a creepy ghost town.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, it's been abandoned
Weeds
for
everywhere, and it's, it is property that needs to have something built on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Whether it's the Netflix studios or something. It's just, it looks like The Walking Dead.
Truly to have a production facility of that capacity here. And I think we've seen over the last few years, more and more productions are moving to the East Coast. I mean, New York has always been
the Mecca,
iconic.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Hollywood for so long. But I really do think between the tax breaks that they're getting in Jersey and, the talent pool here, quite frankly, and because this part of the country is a little bit older, you get a little more variety in scenery.
Yeah,
you can get those old Victorian homes that you don't have to build as a set.
Right.
You can get farmland. You can, there's everything here.
Yeah, there's literally everything. And it's just an open space that, like, it just affords itself to building something of that capacity, that magnitude in that area, because it's just all abandoned. So it's perfect.
Right. It really is.
I'm excited. I hope it goes through.
I do kind of.
And just the job factor, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The job, but just the sheer amount of money, because even the people who travel in for work is just going to be insane. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, listen, you can watch On New Jersey anytime on your Roku or Fire TV, and of course on any device at OnNJ.com.